In this video, I'll demonstrate how to use the newly updated word match tool. To get to the tool, you can click on Activity Books, Word Match Puzzle Tool, or simply click on the icon. To get started, go to the Book Settings tab and select your trim size. I'm going to go with 8.5 by 11. You can choose from any of the standard KDP sizes, or you can put your own custom size in if you want to do that. Then you can set your puzzle settings, which include number of puzzles, words per puzzle. You can select the case for the words in your puzzle. You can either use uppercase, lowercase, or have it keep the case that you used when you inputted the words. I'll talk more about these settings as we illustrate how to use this tool. In order to use this tool, you need to have the words you want to use for your word match. Now, if you're having trouble coming up with words, I suggest you use ChatGPT. Let me show you how to do that. You can start off by asking for ideas for themes for your word search book. So let's go and ask ChatGPT to give us some ideas for adult word match puzzles. The prompt I'm using is give me 10 ideas for adult word match puzzles. And it gave me these list of ideas, including career matchup, historical connections, literary links, science synonyms, travel destinations, culinary combinations, musical match, sports stars, tech terminology, and health and wellness. So I could look through this list. If I was going to actually create a book for this, I would go on Amazon and check and see which of these are popular, what's selling, what isn't, before I make my decision on which one to pick. But for right now, I'm going to use travel destinations. So now I need to get some ideas for the puzzles for travel destinations. So now I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give me some ideas for that. So now I'm asking for ChatGPT to give me 10 puzzle ideas for travel destination word matches. So the ideas it came back with are capital cities, famous landmarks, world cuisines, historical sites, adventure destinations, cruise ports, festival locations, national parks, beach destinations, and cultural attractions. So I'm going to get words for capital cities to show you how to use this in the word search tool. So I'm going to ask it for a list of 100 capital cities along with the countries. So let me show you how to do that. Here's the prompt that I used. Generate a list of 100 word match puzzles for the capital cities theme. First, list all the capitals, each on a separate line, then a blank line, then list all the countries on a separate line. Do not number this list. And it came back with a list of the capital cities and a list of the countries. And now all I have to do is click here to copy the code. Now I can either paste this into a spreadsheet or into my tool. I'm just going to go directly into the tool. I'm going to put one set of the words there. And then we're going to go and copy the other words and put them there. Now, since I did 100, I want to go under puzzle settings and have 10 puzzles with 10 words each. So let's go ahead and do a refresh and take a look at what we have. So one of the first things you want to decide is whether you want to have a title or not on your word searches. I'm going to go ahead and have a title, and I'm going to call it Capitals Country Match. So now when I do a refresh, I've got the title up here. I can set individually the font and font size for the title, for the words on the left side, and for the words on the right side. Under the puzzle settings, You can use inputted case, which is what we did in this instance. You could use lowercase, which converts all of your words to lowercase, or uppercase, which converts all of your words to uppercase. Let's stick with inputted case in this instance. And line up left column. So this is telling you where in the page you want to start lining up this left column. Right now it's at 1, which is 1 inch. If we were to put it at 2, it's going to move it over to here. And we're choosing left justify. So that means it's going to start at 2 inches and left justify that way. If we switched it to right justify, so now it lines up the end of the words at the 2-inch mark this way. The other option you have is center justify, in which case it's going to center everything on the 2-inch mark. And you have the exact same options for the right-hand side column, right justify, center justify, and left justify. You can use whichever options you want. It's personal taste, however you want it to look. I personally like the left justified look, so that's what I usually use. So if you want to change your font, you just go over here, select title font, and you can select from any of the fonts that you've downloaded over into your account under account fonts. Those will be available here for you to use. So let's say we wanted to change that to Roboto. And then that changes the font, and you can also change the font size for both the puzzle pages and the answer pages. If you preview the answer page, right now we just have 1 answer per page. You have the options to have either 2 or 4 answer per pages. This is what it looks like with 2, and here it is with 4. Now you can see that it'd probably be better if the font size for these words was a little bit smaller on the puzzles. So you'd go under title, word settings, and you can make both sides smaller. You can set both sides individually, and then you can keep changing it until you get it to the way that you like it. And if you want, you can set the font for the left side different from the font for the right side. So how about we set this one to not italic and the other side to italic, and this is what it looks like. And as with all of our tools, once you get it the way you want, you just click on the download PDF button, and now you have all 10 of your puzzles as well as all of your answer pages. Being able to set the font individually for each of the sides allows you to have puzzles with one language on one side and another language on the other side. Let's give you an example showing that. I'm going to do a puzzle that's I'm just going to do one, and it's going to have numbers 1 to 10, but it's going to have it in 2 different languages. I'm going to go put them in here. So I'm going to start off by putting numbers 1 to 10 in Spanish for the left-hand side, and the numbers 1 to 10 in Greek on the right-hand side. Show you what that looks like. Now, in order to display Greek letters, you need to make sure you have a font that will display them. So if you see something that looks like this, or you see that letters are missing, it means that the font that you have selected most likely is not able to display the characters for that language. So keep that in mind. Now, one of the other settings that I haven't showed you yet is this show first answer line. So right here, we're not having any lines. We're not showing anything. But you can select to have a dashed line, which would look like this. Or you can select to have a solid line that would look like this. You also have the option under the color settings to change the color of this line. If you're doing a printable and you wanted to use color, you could use color. Or you could stick with gray. You also have the same option for the background, the title, and the words on each side. You can also set the line color for the answer page separately from the line color on the puzzle page. So maybe you want this to be lighter, then it will look like that. So that's up to you. You can customize it any way you want. And the last thing you can do is have different titles. So instead of having, in this case, where I had capitals country, match 1, match 2, match 3, etc. In this one, I could say match the Spanish to the Greek. And that's what that would look like. And you'd probably want that smaller in that case, and you can make the title smaller. And this feature is useful for making all kinds of educational word matches. So if you have language books that you're trying to make for helping people learn Spanish or Greek or French or whatever, these types of puzzles would be great additions to those types of books, where you can put the English on one side and the other language on the other side, and create lots of puzzles like that that are going to help people learn how to speak another language. That's a very popular niche and something you should look into doing. But there's more. Yes, there is more. You can even use this to create puzzles with numbers. So instead of using 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., I could have put the numbers here. And here's how that would look. You could also use this to create math worksheets. Let me show you an example. So I had ChatGPT give me some multiplication equations, and I'm going to put those here along with the answers that I'm going to put over here. And I only have 8 of these, so I need to change this from 10 words to 8 words. And I think if you're doing these types of math worksheets, you're not going to have an answer line. And you're probably going to want to either have no title, like this, or you could have a title that says something like find the answers. By using ChatGPT to come up with the equations and answers for these, you can quickly create an entire book with these types of math worksheets. This is also a popular niche. You could create a number of these and put it on Teachers Pay Teachers, for example, as a printable, or on Etsy. You could also include these in other just math workbooks as one type of worksheet that you have in those books. That shows you pretty much everything you can do with the word match tool. I hope that you found this video useful and that you're going to go and create some awesome word match puzzles now and some awesome word match puzzle books. And if you have any questions about how to use this tool or any of our other tools, leave it in a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.